let me see if I can actually share this really quick. Welcome to Story Time. I'm your girl, Vonnie G. It is Friday. So let me real quick. I'm just sharing this on my Facebook page. And then we're back like I never left. All right. And now we're back like I never left. So welcome to Story Time. I'm your girl, Vonnie G. Oh, let me see. All right. Nope, that doesn't work. So let me see if I can do it this way. Give a few minutes for people to join us. Oh, actually, I can do it this way. And I can scoot back because it's the whole covenant for me. Cool. You guys can see it. I'm a little far back, but it's all right. Hey, do me a favor. Please like and subscribe to this video so we can do it from my phone. You just didn't see me toss things, huh? So we can do it from my phone because if you know me personally, I am a phone person. There I go. All right. So if you know me, I'm a phone person and I prefer to use my phone more than anything other than this laptop because it's a little challenging for me. But anywho, that's enough for me talking. Please like and share this video. Subscribe so you can get notified when I am actually starting. So if you're new to Storytime is a 30-minute reading. We read about our history, things that we weren't taught in school, and things that people just aren't going to share with you, you know? They're not going to tell you. So that's what we do. That's what Storytime is about. We are not anti anyone. We're just a lover of truth. So we're not tied into religion or any of that. Okay. So we're just a lover of truth. We're a people that came out of lies, I should say, far as religion. And then far as identifying as African American, we know now that we are not African American. We are a part of, well, not a part, but we are the people of the book, okay? Our descendants are from the Hebrew Israelites, so that's who we associate and identify ourselves as an ethnic group is Hebrew Israelites, okay? So it has nothing to do with the camps that you see or the people that spit and hate or religion or anything like that. We always talk about our heritage, our birthright, things that were stolen, okay? So we're recovering those things by uncovering those lies, by uncovering the truth, okay? So that's what Storytime is about in a small nutshell. I hope that made sense. Sometimes I don't make sense, but you get it. Kind of marinate on it. All right. So before story time, we like to read a scripture. On Friday, we like to give it to you raw. Okay. So we'd just like to give it to you. We go to the book of Jubilees. This scripture is found in the second chapter, the 18th verse. And then what we do is read it all the way down to the 22nd verse. Why? Because it really shows the Most High choosing a specific people. Now, just because he chose a specific people doesn't mean that these people are better than anybody else, but it just shows the responsibility of the seed of Jacob that we have. Okay. That's why we read it, is because, you know, we like to say that he died for the whole world. And although the whole world benefits through his death, that's not why he died. Okay. So we starting off with Jubilees. Please, if you have questions, just let me know. 18th verse, and I like it. So if you have to deal with me with the whole, sometimes I'm 10 in the 2. I can't help it. All right. So this is what it reads. This is, and he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath. So when the sun is down, we call that the Sabbath. We know that that's the Sabbath. It's not what we call it, but that's what it is. It's the Sabbath. That we should work 6 days, but guard the Sabbath on the 7th day from all work. And all the angels of the presence and all the angels of the sanctification, these 2 great classes, he has bidden us to guard the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. And he said unto us, behold, I will separate unto myself a people from amongst all the peoples, and these shall guard the Sabbath. And I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and I will bless them. as I have sanctified the Sabbath and do sanctify it unto myself. Even so will I bless them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself forever and ever. And I will teach them the Sabbath, that they may guard the Sabbath thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign, in accordance with which they should guard the Sabbath with us on the seventh day, to eat and to drink, and to bless him who has created all things, and all things as he has blessed, and sanctified unto himself a peculiar people above all peoples, and that they shall guard the Sabbath together with us. I just read to you Jubilees, the second chapter, 18 all the way to the 22nd verse. May Yah add a blessing to the hearers and readers of his living word. Amen. So as we go ahead, I really, really enjoy reading that scripture, because it's just so much in that. So as we go ahead, we're going to go ahead and transition to Mr. Lee B. Cummins, because, sir, you be coming, sir. So whoever, I don't even stand for, sir, in your name, maybe it's Benjamin, I don't know. But, sir, you be coming. No warnings, no flashlights, no nothing. You just come, okay? So this is his last book, Mr. Lee Cummins, The Negro Question. I purchased this book on Amazon, and it is entitled Swarthy Memoirs of a Black American Revolution, 1975 through 1783. And he said, academia is afraid that you will read this book. I'm sure they are, because he comes with the facts. Shout out to his mama and his daddy for the last name of Cummins, because, sir, your son be doing his thing. We're very proud of him. All right, so we're gonna go. We're gonna get back to where we left off. All right, so Memoirs of the Secret Services of Jack Mackey. So remember, he said he's got a greater witness, and he's gonna bring up the secret agent, and he said, yeah, Secret Service agent, Mr. Jack Mackey, John Mackey. So he's gonna kind of spill the tea, gonna tell the business a little bit, and this is his greatest witness. Okay, all right. So it looks like this. Let me see. I know it's a little backwards. Okay, this is the book that he's reading from. Okay, and let me see where he got this book. The book is published in 1733. Nichols and Sons. Book location is New York Library. So that's where he got it, the New York Library. Okay, a description of the Jacobite royals, princes, dukes, earls, and noblemen of the Scottish/Irish and Brit/Welsh. 1. Charles Lenos, page 36, Duke of Richmond. Not Richmond, California, y'all. No. Duke of Richmond, son of Charles I of Scotland, black complexion, and much like King Charles. Okay. So remember that they described these kings as swarthy, dark. That's all they knew how to describe these people, these original people. So this is why he has it in bold letters that they're black complexion or swarthy, because these are people that don't look like us, describing the people that look like us. I have to think about it. That makes sense. Okay. So I don't want to say these are white people describing black people. I don't want to say that. All right. So 2, John Lord Summers. Page 48, 49, and 50. Late Lord Chancellor, 1651 through 1716, and he was brown complexion. Okay. Daniel Earl of Nottingham, page 25 and 26, and we're only on page 14, so we'll get to those pages. A Secretary of State, he's Secretary of State, a tall, thin black man. I've never heard of these people in these kind of positions, being a black man, Hebrew man. Never, I mean, what Duke, okay? What Secretary of State that didn't have to switch up? What Vice President that didn't have to switch up ethnicities just to get a cause gone through. Okay, you're black today, and then you're Asian tomorrow. Okay, so I've never seen none of this in high school or middle school. None of this information came for or penetrated through this head. Just wasn't given to me. All right, so 4, Charles Duke of Somerset, page 16 and 8 and 17, master of the horses, reign of Charles II. He was a black complexion. He's black complexion. That's what it said. Black complexion. 5th is John Duke of Buckinghamshire, pages 19 and 20, was Earl of Mulgrave in the reign of King Charles II. He's described as brown complexion. Number 6 is Charles Duke of the St. Albans, page 40, first son. And then 7 is John Duke of Newcastle, page 35, Earl of Clare before the Revolution. King Williams created this gentleman a duke and gave him a garter, black, ruddy complexion. Heneage Fitz, Lord Gertsey, page 90, brother of Earl of Nottingham and solicitor to King James II, is described to be a tall, thin black man. And then the last one is Earl of Feverham, page 98, took oath to King Williams, a middle-statured brown man. Now we're going to go ahead and find out why he is describing these people as such. Hey, Auntie Shelley, Shalom. This description of the black Jacobites, so that's what was described, who were described are the Jacobites. Okay, Royals, Scottish Highlanders, and the Black Britons, Welsh, came to us from a very reliable source, the English Secret Service. What would you call a man that was given false memories, a false name, and a false past? I will call him a hybrid, an artificial being. And this is what has happened to the so-called Negro. Listen, you all have been given a false past. Not you all. We all have been given, because I'm going to wrap myself into that too. We all been given a false past, a whole false narrative, a whole false history. Everything has been made up. It's been made up. And then on top of that, they have made us African Americans. And we defend that title, that label, half of us. Some of us cannot come to grips, which I understand that I understand why we can't come into grips with that, because to say like you're really Hebrew, and then you see these angry Hebrews on the corner purple and golden it out and being so mean to white people, you're like, heck no, I'm not that. I'm African American. And then you have years of education that's been embedded in you of your false history and false leaders. I understand why we hold on to African American, but we are not, okay? And these are white people telling you that you're not. And some people say I should believe it because it's white people. Yeah. Because you're not going to believe it if I said it. So believe it because the white person said it. But makes sense to me. Listen, I will call him a hybrid and an artificial being, and that is what has happened. This hybrid Negro has forgotten his true history. Not really forgotten, though, because it was taken from us. So, those that were enslaved, yeah, they forgot, right? But we were given, so we were like bird fed these lies. So we never had a chance to remember or know our history because we were never given that. You have to seek and search this history out. So I wouldn't say that we forgot, but our ancestors, yes, they forgot their history because this is what we got. We were just spoon-fed lies. But let me read what he said. So this hybrid Negro has forgotten his true history, his God, and his land. Absolutely. Yeah, we were given a God once we were into captured, right? Stolen, let's say that. Once we were stolen, because history makes it seem like was like, oh, you want to go to America? Hey, John, you want to go to America? They offering people if they want to go. Do you want to go, John? Yeah, round out all of us. Yeah, let's spread word throughout the land and tell everybody that, hey, y'all, we got a chance to go to America, and we're going to go off of our own decision, off our own free will, because you know what? America seemed real good. John, like, you're right. Let's get on this. Let's hop on this opportunity. That never happened, okay? They stole you. You never even had a voice. They stole your kids. They stole everything, okay? They took you from your land. That conversation that you just seen, that never happened. None of that. Okay? They stole you. Stolen. All right? So therefore, and then on top of that, they beat the Yah that you knew, and they beat it out of you, and they gave you what is presented and everywhere in everybody grandma's house is Jesus. That's what they gave you. They gave you Christianity, and they made you denounce the real Messiah, and they made you denounce the 10 commandments. They made you do away with everything that had to do with the 10 commandments. They made you do that away. Okay, throw that out. Here's Christianity, and this is what you do. This is what you take. That's what happened. All right. So they made us forget our God or our Yah and our land. Absolutely. All right. So this great switcheroo. Hello, love your language here. This great switcheroo has taken place. Someone else is living in your mansion, wearing your royal titles, assuming your history, and swatting on your land. Absolutely, they are. They really are, and that's okay. Because baby, when the tables turn, the very thing you fear is gonna happen, because prophecy gotta come back. Listen, we will be the head. In fact, we already see that now. Okay, we are going to be the head. We're no longer the tail, because 400 years is up. So, and we're back to covenant. We understand covenant now. We understand what it means to guard the Sabbath. We waking up. Okay, and we're not having no more Sunday brunches, no more Sunday church brunches, no more 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock service on a Sunday. We're not having none of that. No youth revival on a Sunday. Listen, we throwing all of that out. Now, that for those of us that understand, okay, because some of us are still there, but it's okay, because I was there too. But when he have that experience with you and you come out, ooh wait, baby, somebody say new life, okay? Ooh, living water for sure. All right, they appear in social media as the Royals of Europe. Royals of Europe, when they know that this is historically and genetically impossible. We are the seed of the Black Jacobite or Israelites, Royals of Europe. See, this is why the 13 colonies, if you didn't get a chance to read that book, was so vital, because it showed you how the original 13 colonies were Black. England, Black, or it was us, y'all, Hebrews, whatever. I speak the language that some people understand, okay? So if you hear me say Black, you guys know. But yeah, we were in there. We were in the doors before the whites came. We were chilling, okay? Just being royal like we normally do. All right. So they allowed us to keep our Scott, Irish, German, French, and British last names, but our memories have been erased. Absolutely. And our memories are in somebody's museum, somebody's college, somebody's whatever, and being spoken of for our children to be passed down. We can't do that because they stolen our memories and suppressed it. And it takes writers like this for us to understand what's going on, what we actually have as far as our heritage and who we truly are as far as our bloodline. It takes writers like that for us to read a book and say, oh, snaps, this is crazy. This is true. This is crazy. These folks, listen, some of y'all ancestors ain't right. I tell you. Okay, your memories have been erased by the lies that they teach you in the government-sponsored school system. Absolutely. Listen, I can't wait for Black History come on every month. What are we doing, teacher? I can't wait. Can't wait. What are we doing? Oh, we're learning about Harriet Tubman. Oh, we're learning about Martin Luther King. Before he understood what he was doing, okay, we're gonna tell the truth. Okay. Give me the shortest month of the year, y'all. These teachers be getting lessons, okay? Listen, 3 kings at the Ludgate, London. So these are the 3 kings. Remember, you've seen these people before. You've seen this image before. This is not new to you. All right, so the image found in Bucker. See, listen. This image. Why do you need it? Why do you need it, sir? This image is found in Bucklebury Bank of London. Shows the image of 3 Black kings. And it is dated to the year 1667. This is why you don't know your history. But they allowed you, like you said, to keep your Scottish and Irish and Welsh and last names, but they took your memories. This is what I'm talking about. Your stuff is in these. Are you going to catch a flight to London to get it? No. They know you don't know where your stuff is. There are 3 Scottish kings that can fit this timeline. King James VI of Scotland, far right, King Charles I of Scotland, centered, and King Charles II of Scotland to the left. The balls in the hands of the 3 kings represent world rulership, and the kings that took pictures with the balls in their hands were Byzantine kings. These Black rulers of Scotland, Black rulers, I know. Listen, I know you didn't get this in school. These Black rulers of Scotland, Britain, Ireland, England were Jacobite, Hebrew Israelites, basically. These Black rulers were Hebrew Israelites. And this will be proven perfectly in the upcoming chapters. The Hebrew Israelites rebellion of 1715 and 1745 was a famous Black history moment in the European history, and we know nothing about it. When power is in the wrong hands, these folks did all that they could and continue to do all that they can to keep this information out of our hands and out of our eyesight. This is crazy. I did not know that. So the Jacobite or Hebrews rebellion of 1715 and 1745 was a famous Black history moment in European history. I know nothing about it. All right, Professor Boyd Dawkins. The inhabitants of Britain belonged to a very different race. Britain was inhabited by Black Basque from ancient times, and in their books, they called themselves Britons and Roman citizens. These images of Stuart kings, Scottish Highlanders, excavated at the Bucklebury Bank of London, proves that King James and his seed were Black. And I have presented the facts as they emerged out of the ground along with the eyewitness account. It is time for you to give to is the words of the Mashiach. Judge not that you be not judged, but if you judge, judge righteously. Again, the Black found fathers of the 13 colonies. King James. Okay, King James the First, King Charles the First, King Charles the Second. He's naming the Black kings of the 13 colonies. Okay, King James the First, King James the King Charles the First, King Charles the Second, King James the Second, and the Black German King George the Second are the true founders of the 13 British colonies. So it's not white people. And again, I want to say that I'm not anti-white people. I'm not. I'm anti-lies, but I'm not anti-white people. Absolutely not. This is just, I really love and enjoy revealing truth, because I always thought the history of England was always white, because in my history book, that's all I saw. I saw white people and their powerful stories. I read about it. I was taught that stuff. And so when I hear these things, yeah, I got, look, it's bold, it's written in black, and it's bold for a reason. So I got to come bold with it, right? So they were black. The 13 British colonies were black. And that is uplifting for some of us who had no idea. And it is powerful for some of us. It's a powerful knowledge. Like, it's powerful to us, for us that didn't know that you truly came from greatness. You truly came from greatness. Like, you're truly dope. Not to say that the rest of the world isn't, but you dope. Okay. These black kings are the real founding fathers of the 13 colonies. There is no such thing as the white founding fathers. I just got done saying it. There is no such thing as the white founding fathers. They're all black, comma. It is a myth. If you are a history teacher, a social study teacher, or a pastor of a church, I don't fault you for what you teach. You have been teaching what you were taught. That is not your fault. I believe that it was the Apostle Paul who said, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. You can find that scripture in 1 Corinthians 13, 9 through 12. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. What we learned in the government-sponsored school system about the European and the colonial history are false memories. Verse 12, for now we see through a glass darkly. We have been looking at history through a dark glass. Books and images provided to us by the Texas, I'm assuming he stays in Texas, but listen, in all states, okay, by the Texas State School Board, they have mentally steered us away from the truth. What is the conclusion of this great matter? So why does it matter that, the founding fathers of the 13 Britain colonies are not white? So what does all this stuff mean? Let's see. The whites have done a great job of picking up the pieces and transforming the 13 colonies into a modern superpower. This could not have been done. This could not have been achieved without the aid of the black soldier, who has fought violently, in all American wars. The credit for the founding of the original the credit for the founding of the original colonial government and the 13 black British colonies must be given to the black Scots in Britain. Listen, we do. We listen, they right? Listen, if y'all haven't seen this video of this lady sharing and trying to expose her own people on my page, you should watch that video. Because just like we're waking up, some of these white people are waking up too, and they're understanding what their ancestors did and are doing. And so they actually are trying to tell us who we are. It's a beautiful thing, and it's sad because a lot of us still won't believe it. Chapter 2, King George Black Parliament. King George the Third of England. So this is what he looks like. Okay. If I swear, I'm not trying to roast my own self, but if I didn't have no lashes on, I swear that could have been at least my uncle. It's all right. All right, so this is an accurate image of King George III, the Black German King of England. King George II legalized slavery in the state of Georgia in the year of 1751. And King George that lost the 13 Black colonies. The data and research to report this claim can be found in a Negro question part 6, the 13 Black colonies. I would like to deviate from the subject of King George III and look at the policies of his father, King George II. As it relates to the slave trade, we have been programmed with false memories of British slavery. We have been taught that the British had slaves in the southern states. We have been taught that the first slave came into Virginia in 1619. This is not true. This is not true. The Black British/Scots were not involved in slavery, nor did they own the southern states. They belonged to the French and the Spanish. There is a peace treaty that is still being recognized by the U.S. and England, called the Paris Peace Treaty of 1783. Let's examine this peace treaty that was signed by King George III. Paris Peace Treaty 1783 and Article 1, and it reads, yeah. All right. Majesty acknowledges the said United States, New Hampshire's, Massachusetts Bay, Rhode Island, and Providence Plantations, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia to be free, sovereign, and independent states, that he treats with them as such, and for himself, his heirs, and successors relinquish all claims to the government, propriety, and territorial rights of the same and every part thereof. King George never mentions Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Texas, Tennessee. And do you know why? Because the slave states didn't belong to the British. They belonged to the Spanish and French. The only British colony to have a legal charter legalizing the enslavement of other human beings was Georgia, named after King George II. If you lived in Atlanta, Georgia, you should know this. No, if you live, not lived, if you live in Atlanta, Georgia, you should know this. Slavery was not legalized in Georgia by the British until the year of 1751. 15 years! Exclamation mark. The Black monarchs of Scotland and Britain were not involved in slavery nor its trade. Go back and read the original charters. There's no mention of slavery. The original charter, there's no mention of slavery. The Blacks not only ruled England, King George III, but they held position as prime ministers, chief justice judge, mayors, and aldermen, navy admirals, and generals. Like, why I ain't know this? Because I wasn't supposed to know it. Okay, I appreciate that. By the time we, or you and I, are through examining the research in this book, we will have to make a hard decision. We will have to decide whether we support the government-sponsored narrative, memories, all the blacks are descendants of slaves, so that's the narrative, that's what they want to give us, or the memories of the people who were alive during the colonial revolt. Let's open this discussion with the words of Professor Boyd Dawkins on the next page. Professor Boyd Dawkins, Our Earliest Ancestors, page 95 and 96, Lecture Public Hall, Coleyhurst, Manchester, January 1879. This is him speaking. He said, When we look at history over the past 2 or 3 years, we see that, okay, I think this is him speaking. Okay. Yes, in quotation marks. So, when we look at history over the past 2 or 3 years, we see that the claims of race have been those that have been advanced by Russia. She has assumed that she has the right to rule over all those of the principal race of Russia. Parentheses, Black people. The German feel that they should rule over all of the Teutonic Black Germans, in parentheses, people. Also, if we look at what happened in France, in parentheses, it says King Louis beheaded, Spain, King abdicated throne, 1808, and Italy, we find that in those countries, the cry of race has been ignored. There, a dream has been shadowed forth to have one great Celtic empire to include France, Spain, and Italy, so as to embrace under one umbrella all those of the Celtic race. This conversation includes the English in America and the English in Australia, the English all over the world. This is the question that you should to be asking yourself. Why is Professor Boyd Dawkins' memoirs of any significance? It is significant because he gives us a timeline by which the black governments of Europe are falling, and he names them in the order that they fell. This information is a critical piece of evidence because it teaches the student and the teacher the correct world order. In the 19th century, I have proof that the so-called Negro sat on the throne of England until the 20th century, but that is another book in another time. Now that being said, let's get back to the black government of the England during the American Revolution. Exactly. And you know what? Auntie Shelley, she said they want us to believe that we started as slaves. Absolutely. And you know what? They want to keep, you know how they keep reminding you that they keep reminding you that you started as slave is all these slave movies. Behind it is behind it, they be like, "Ooh, that was so good. That was so good." But ma'am, you always say, y'all need to forget about that, but you keep putting out movies that subconsciously is telling us and reminding us at the end of the day, y'all come from slaves. That's who you are. Subconsciously, that's what you telling us. But you can put up a movie every year in February. Somebody's coming out and working on a movie. I don't know. Maybe we find out what happens when she came out. I'm not gonna spell all of that because somebody probably didn't even see it. But maybe they're gonna come out with a number two. I don't know. But they're working on somebody's slave movie to remind you you just came from slavery. That's it. You ain't nothing but a slave. And the white man is still your master. Half and half still true for some of us, but I'm not even gonna go there. We're gonna read. The black government of the England and the American Revolution. Britain in the Hanoverian age, 1714 through 1837, an encyclopedia. Listen, he's telling you the pages in this encyclopedia, okay? Pages 287 through 290, okay? On pages 287 to 290, King George II court is described as Teutonic. The word Teutonic was a word that described, and based on the writings of Benjamin Franklin, a picture begins to emerge. The King Parliament was full of black people. Professor Boyd Dawkins, our earliest ancestors, page 95, he said, or suppose we go back a few years and examine the history of Germany. The cry under which the Germans have advanced to the victory is the cry under which the Germans have advanced to victory is the cry of a united Germany. That Germany should unite under one rule all the Teutonic people. This is what Professor Boyd Dawkins said. And remember, Teutonic means just black, just dark, dark people. I kid y'all not. There was not one, and I don't fault these teachers at all because they only learned what was given to them, okay? But I've never heard this stuff about England, about Germany. What? Never. But maybe I haven't been on this planet, this flat earth, long enough. All right, so the professor is referring to Black Holy Roman German Empire. You already know what that means, exclamation mark. What color were the Germans in 1751? Let's rely on the eyewitness testimony of Benjamin Franklin. Y'all, I have 5 minutes and I have to get off. I'm just going to finish this book and then, this page. I'm going to finish this page right here and then I'll go here and then we're done, okay? All right. So, Germany is swarthy. This is Benjamin Franklin, okay? The one that's on that money. All right. So, essay. This is the essay, America as a Land of Opportunity. For anybody that don't look like us, okay? Come on, Indians. Come on, Asians. Come on, build your business in a land of opportunity. Come from wherever you come. Koreans, come from wherever you come. Build your business. Buy you, just build it. This is the land of opportunity. If you don't look like us. And we read. Germany is swarthy / black. The colonial revolution started 25 years from the date of Benjamin Franklin essay. Hardly enough time for the German people to go from being black to white. From black to white. You see these letters? It wasn't enough time for them to go here to here. See that? You get that? From here to here wasn't enough time. All right, you get my point. This book will prove that the Black British / German army occupied the 13 colonies. Benjamin Franklin, this is what he says. He says, and 6, we got to go. We're going to go ahead and stop right there. And we're going to hear about what Benjamin Franklin got to say on Monday at 7 p.m. for story time. Be sure to join us because Benjamin Franklin about to spill all the business, okay? He about to tell all the business, and he don't care. He don't care. Y'all, we're going to start back with story time Monday at 7 p.m. I have to stop right there. I know I said 45, but, I accidentally lied. So I really do apologize. But we're going to go ahead and go. We're going to go ahead and say a quick prayer. I don't know why I keep referring myself as third person like I have my husband here and here. But Father, y'all, we thank you for story time. We thank you that we have entered into the Sabbath. Thank you, Yah. I pray that you will continue to teach your people more about the Sabbath, like your word said. You said, and I will teach them the Sabbath, Yah. So please continue to teach us the Sabbath. Please continue to work out those things that are not pleasing to you, Yah, that does not align up with your Torah, that does not line up with your characteristics, Yah. Forgive us for our sin and transgression, Yah. Continue to mold us into the people that you originally had us to be. And Yah, I thank you that we are no longer a cursed people. I thank you that we are no longer slaves, but you call us friend, and that you just share, you give us the business too. You said you don't have no secrets between have us call you master. You like, nah, man. We just a protection on your people, Yah. Like your word says in Psalms 91, that you will give your angels charge over us, Yah. Please have your angels protect us as we rest throughout the night, Yah. In Yahushua's name, I pray. Amen. Hallelujah. We love you guys. And I will see you Monday at 7 p.m. Bye. Shout out to Brandon in your covenant shirt. Dude, I can't get enough. He keeps the covenant. We guard the commandments. It's that simple. You all have a beautiful night, and I will see you tomorrow. No, I lied on accident. Monday. Bye, you all. Oh, well, listen, I'm trying to close it. There we go. Okay. Bye, you all. Maybe I'll push it. There we go.